Oh, boy. Is this working? Can you hear me? Okay. I did have a short speech planned. But it's a little difficult to deliver through tears. So I hope you will forgive me if I don't complete some sentences. But this is some kind of a day for me and my family. To have so many of you here, my friends, and particularly my family, it's beyond words for me to express how I feel right now. Growing up in Fort Wayne was a joy for me. It really was. As Dion had mentioned, I was born in New York City. Came here when I was 10 years old. My mother came from a large family of 7 siblings. She was the youngest. My father was the oldest of 5. And none of them had ever been out of New York City. My mother and father had always lived either singly or collectively in apartments. They found themselves in Fort Wayne. My dad moved here because of business reasons, and my mother suddenly had a house. And she didn't know what to do. She didn't drive. Nobody drove in New York. You took the subways. But as difficult as it was for them, it was an absolute joy for me, because I learned what it meant to be a Hoosier kid in Fort Wayne. I lived on my bicycle, as I'm sure most of you did too when you were 10 or 11 or 12. I went every place on it. I played baseball every day, played softball, played soccer, did all things that young Hoosier kids do, even swam in gravel pits. It was a great life. And I'm proud to be a Hoosier. It's a wonderful place to live, and it's a wonderful place to raise the kind of children that I've been blessed with. They are great kids, every one of them. But as great as this day is, it's a little bittersweet for me. And let me try to explain. The qualifications or the criteria to qualify for this award are quite strict, I must admit. One of them is that the recipient must be alive at the time of the ceremonial, which is strange to me. In other words, the medal is not given posthumously. As contrasted to our highest award, the Medal of Honor, 83% of the recipients of that award are dead, killed in action, getting what the medal was being presented for. 17% were alive to receive it, and in most cases from the President of the United States. That's one. Another requirement was that the recipient must have made, and I quote now, a significant major contribution to the liberation of France. And that contribution had to be made in the years 1944 and or 1945. and the recipient must have participated in at least one of 4 major battles for the liberation of France, one being the invasion, the second called the Battle of Northern France, which was the hedgerows. The third was the Ardennes, which was the Battle of the Bulge. And the fourth was in Provence, which is in the south. Now, there are approximately 160,000 dead GIs, 18, 19, 20, 20-year-old kids, buried in 11 different American military cemeteries on French soil. I can't think of a higher contribution to the liberation of France than giving one's life, which they did. This medal, in my opinion, should be on every cross, on every Star of David, on every grave, in all of those 11 cemeteries, because they're the ones that have earned it, not me and not my fellow legionnaires that are alive. This medal belongs to them, not to me. What I have done and what my fellow living legionnaires have done cannot compare to what they have done. Not even close. Not in the same area code. There's no comparison. We have our rewards. We are alive. We are here. Those honored dead, they can't have days like this. They can't find women like I have to love and to cherish and to be loved. They can't dance with their daughters at their weddings. It is difficult for me to accept this medal. There's only one way that I have convinced myself to do so, and that is that I firmly believe in my heart of hearts that they have authorized me to wear it for them. And I shall do so with humility and extreme pride. Thank you very much.